But welcome everyone to Corethics Water for Bali pre-event webinar today. But before we get started, I'd just like to let you know that this webinar is being recorded and it's also being live streamed on Facebook for our audience there as well. So today, I wish to pay my respects to the Awabakal people whose land I'm streaming from today. I pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging, and recognise that sovereignty was never ceded. So before I introduce how the session will happen today, just a bit of housekeeping. So if anyone has any questions throughout the session, any comments or feedback, just save those till the end. We'll have a dedicated session for a bit of a Q&A time as well. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us today while we take a little deep dive into Corethics Water for Bali project. And we have our board director, Jacqueline here with us today, who will explore some of our priority areas, some of our goals and values, so you can get to know Corethics excuse me, a little bit more, as well as Dewie from IDEP Foundation, who is our project partner with the Bali Water Protection Program. So thank you both for coming on board today. So some of you may be wondering, what is our annual fundraiser? So each year, coinciding with National Water Week here in Australia, Corethics will hold an annual fundraiser, raising awareness around the impacts of human activity on water depletion and pollution. So we find this a fantastic way to raise much needed funds for our project partners in Bali, who I won't go into too much detail. I'll let Dewie take handle of that. But it's a really fun way for us to engage Australian and Indonesian audiences in the same room together to forge stronger relationships together. So we do this by partnering with another partner, the Australia-Indonesia Centre, Real Oz Indonesia, which is a short film festival and competition. So this is a fantastic way to showcase Australians and Indonesians working together in a really creative and fun and laid back way. So it's a fantastic opportunity for us to bring the two communities together. So a part of our fundraiser, all of our proceeds go toward Bali Water Protection Program. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Dewie. She is the fundraiser officer for IDEP Foundation, looking after their Bali Water Protection Program. IDEP is a yayasan, a not-for-profit, established in Bali in 1999, an NGO which aims to improve local community capacity in the agriculture sector of sustainable development. IDEP covers activities in local communities through environmental conservation, permaculture, and disaster risk management. Dewie is Corethics' first point of contact for the Water for Bali project and regularly delivers updates on the program's outcomes. Just recently, Dewie was featured in a spotlight video as UNICEF Youth Champion advocating for water security. Please welcome Dewie.
Thank you, Melissa. Nice to meet you all. My name is Dewie. I work for Bali Water Protection Program by IDEP Foundation. Now it's been almost 4 years that we're working towards water security in Bali. Also, we also built a recharge well as an alternative solution about on how we can tackle the water crisis in Bali as well. So without further ado, I think I'm gonna show you a presentation. Is that okay? Melissa, can you make me a host as well?
You should be able to screen share, so all participants should be able to.
Okay, cool.
There we go.
Great. All right. So as we know that can everyone see the presentation? Yeah. Okay. As we know that Bali is one of the island that a lot of people love. A lot of people going to Bali for holiday, and everybody knows Bali. And also about Bali also famous about its culture, its religion, and every ethnicity in Bali, everybody loves it. And also in Bali, especially the religion Hinduism is called Agama Tirta, or Tirta means in Balinese Tirta means water or holy water. So and every structure of the activity of the ritual or religion activity, water becomes the most vital medium or elements in the procession of the ceremony and their life. So for them, what they really take care of water as something holy. And then, however, 65% of water sources on the island are used for tourism industry activities, which most developed in south area of Bali. I know that in this past 2 years, we have COVID-19 pandemic here in Bali, but sadly, the groundwater that has been absorbed for many years for tourism industry cannot be restored in only 2 years. So a lot of area in Bali still have this kind of water issues. And also not many people knows about this, not many tourists knows about this. Even the locals that live in the south area doesn't know about what is actually happened in the northern or eastern area of Bali, except people that live on that area, of course. So this is, I found a lot of news in Bahasa Indonesia, of course, a lot of news in the internet about the drought, about the water quality that is not good anymore, and then a lot of people have to walk for many kilometers just to get fresh water. This is happening even before 2019. This is happening like years ago, but somehow the news started to coming up in 2019 up until now. So in 2017 and 18, Bali Water Protection collaborated with Bali State Polytechnic to create a research about exploration or exploitation and seawater intrusion, also as well as the water quality in Bali. So the first picture on the top is a seawater intrusion map that we figure out in 2018. As you can see, a lot of the red area is where the seawater intrusion is. So if you can see there, this is the area that is well developed for the tourism industry. This is happening because the groundwater in that area, they took a lot of groundwater in that area, and then the aquifer got empty, and the seawater just come to fill that empty, and somehow they mix together with the fresh water, and that kind of condition cannot be fixed anymore. So that's why a lot of water quality there is not good anymore. And then we have groundwater exploitation. You can see this is also the most developed area for tourism industry. And we have here, it's called Jemberana area. This is actually where where Bali has the last forest in Bali. So there's like a national forest there, and it's the last forest in Bali, and it's drying up as well, the water. And then this is the seawater intrusion illustration. The picture up here, the first picture shows the perfect condition of groundwater, where the fresh water pushing the seawater not to get inside. And the B1 is Bali's aquifer condition, where a lot of extraction of fresh water, so the salt water coming to intrude. And then the last picture is our solution for now, our alternative solution, where we offer a recharge or injection well, where we catch the rainwater and we inject it right to the aquifer, the empty aquifer. Okay. This one is the research on water quality. The first picture is a water sampling point. This research is to find out which area is has the below quality standard and also intruded with seawater. As you can see in the second picture, a lot of red points, and it means that the water quality is not compatible with the quality standard, and it cannot be, you can't drink the water, and even you can't use the water for the agriculture activity. And then I also experienced that thing in north of Bali here. We have a program now making a food forest, but we have a constraint in the water quality because we can't use that water that came from the groundwater for the agricultural activities. So now we are trying to figure out to make filter to make that water to be able for us to use it in a garden. And then this is research by Environment Ministry that we gathered. So this is the water potential versus need. You can see all this graph illustrate from north to south to middle and east area of Bali. And this is actually, I'm sorry you can't see the small words, but this is from January to December, also the same for all the graphs. And the blue one is the water potential, like from the rain. And this one, the red one, is the water need. So if you can see, every graph shows we have a lot of water in a rainy season, like from January to April, and then by the end of the year, this is also happening here, happening everywhere. And in the dry season, in the middle of the year, turns out we don't have enough water to fulfill the need of people in Bali. And also we have pretty big gap here. And the question is, where all this water goes, here and here. So that means that excess of water has not been used optimally for water reserve in the dry season. And also, yes, in Indonesia, we don't have like sufficient technology to to process this excess of water. And then that's why what makes us came up with this solution, alternative solution, is recharge well, because it is proven that we have a high level of rainfall every year. So our program is a research-based program with Bali State Polytechnic that aims to create a sustainable water management and stop drought and water scarcity on the island of Bali. This one is the picture of the recharge well. So if you're curious, the rain will going inside this gutter, and we have a filtration before all the water going down to the aquifer. So we have 3 sub-programs. The first program is Adopt a Well. We're initiating to install 133 wells to improve drinking water quality freshwater supply located in 9 regencies in Bali and its sister islands. And then we have Adopt a River. We also provide a water stewardship education in 300 elementary school in 9 regency in Bali. Also, we have Adopt Water. It's a raise awareness program or campaign. So this is the map of catchment area. Before we build the recharge well, we make sure to build it in the right area. So this map of catchment area are made by our engineer, our partner, Bali State Polytechnic, with the research that has been done in 2018 to find out where is the priority recharge area, where we can, where is the area that is most effective to build the recharge well. And the green zone, the light green area, is the most effective area to build the recharge well. Also, although in the white area or in a brown area, it's not that significant to build a recharge well, it has exceptional where, as I show you before, the seawater intrusion area map, usually we also build the recharge well there to stop the seawater intrusion. So Bali Water Protection is a practitioner, and we have Polytechnic, Bali State Polytechnic as our consultant or our engineer to give us instruction where to build the next recharge well. So it will be it will have a significant impact in every recharge well. And then this one about the recharge well. Rainwater harvesting well provide a low tech and cost-effective solution. So that's why we also choose this solution as well. And it so some of the functions are groundwater conservation, also reducing floods, stop seawater intrusion, increase the availability of groundwater, and it has been proven in India to increase the availability of groundwater within a year. Also, we have this kind of program in Java Island and a small village, but I forgot the name of the village. It's also using this kind of techniques with recharge well, and they also success to raise the level of aquifer. So if you can see the picture on the right side, this is one of the model of Pikachu. We have two models. The first one is the one you saw before. It doesn't connect to anywhere. It's just like a gutter, and then a really long pipe down to the aquifer. And this one is a kind of different because it is it connects. It has pipes that connects from the roof gutter to the recharge well. So it's like more effective, and it's for household area. Okay, this one is the one that I told you before. The the recharge well boring, like only gutter you can see, but inside we have a really long pipe. It can be up to 50 meters depth, and the minimum of the depth is 2 meters. But most of our recharge well, we have 12 to 30 and 50 meters that has been built in Bali. This is the picture. Some of the picture, we have a lot, but I don't think I can show you all here. But yes, this is the recharge well that we've been built in the school, in elementary school. Why we choose elementary school? Because this can be like their study material, and they can also study about the water cycle. So this is great for education as well. And they have they can be an agent of change in their area and tell about the function of recharge well and how their school can contribute to this program. This is also the pictures. And this one, we have another type of recharge well. So we connect the rainwater catchment here with the small recharge well. This is in the Bedugul area. If you ever come to Bali, we have like we don't only have like what is it, beach, but we also have mountains. And in the mountains, there's a lot of rain, but they don't have the sufficient technology to bring water to their house or to their field or to their working area. So we are collaborate with local farmers there and make a rainwater catchment because they have a lot of rain. Like the rain can like it can be like 2 to 3 days of raining every week. That's why they rely on rain so much for their garden. So we make this rainwater catchment for them, and also we connect this rainwater catchment to the recharge well. Here's the piping that's going down. So here's the documentation. And then this is the absorbance capacity. Oh, sorry, this is in Bahasa Indonesia, in Indonesian language. So this shows that one well could absorb up to 281 meter cubic per year. So it means one well can compensate a water need for 4 to 6 family forever if the location area is like in Bali, like high level of rainwater every year. Besides that, we also have IDEP River education on water conservation, as I told you before. is to inform and raise awareness among the children and communities living along the province main river about the importance of water and rivers, and to invite them to become the ambassador for the part of the waterway. We have online classes. We teach them about a lot of things about water. We collaborate with a local partner as well to give education. We have tree plantings. Here's the documentation. And then we have a lot of fun things as well, like campaign of online festival, exhibition, and webinars, talk shows. And now we are working on a long documenter. It's 50 minutes, and it's going to we're going to play the documenter video or film this next week in Ubud Writer Festival. This is the documentation. Okay. I think so far that's all I can say. Please welcome if you have any question. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Dewie. That's very informative and probably a lot for everyone to take in one session. But it was very thorough. I have a question for you. So, sure. I'm sure there's a few scientific minds with us here today, but I often wonder if we get so caught up in the doing of the project that we forget about perhaps some of the heart stuff. So are you able to share with us what this means for the Balinese people, and perhaps some of the feedback that you might get out in the field? How are people responding to this project? Yeah.
Okay. Actually, we got a lot of feedback, especially from the farmers and from the school that we give the research well. One of them is like a lot of schools that every time they have a rain, they have floods. A lot of school like that in Bali. And then after we build research well there, they call us and turns out this works. Turns out the flood is gone in like 5 minutes or below 10 minutes, and it's going down to the recharge well. And it's the good thing is they know that this water is going down to the aquifer, not going anywhere. So it's first it solves two things in one time.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Also yeah. And then the thing to notice is also we are in a field of groundwater conservation. So the benefit will not come in a short-term kind of period. Yeah. So it will be like in 5 years or in 10 years, but we have a well that we can see, we can test about the depth of the depth of the water in the aquifer. So we will know the difference every 5 years.
Yeah, excellent. I often wondered as well, because recharging an aquifer can seem like a really abstract concept to community. So I wondered if you perhaps faced a few challenges trying to, convince of the scientific solution and how they might react. So that's a really cool anecdote for us to understand the work you're doing. So thank you so much. Yeah.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Wonderful.
We usually we usually give them like a picture about water cycle.
Okay.
I think that's the easiest. Yeah, I think that's the easiest way. And we tell them about this recharge well. We'll go to the and that's one of the cycle of the water. And then they're like, oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, nice. Wonderful work. Well, thank you so much, Dewie. I'll now introduce you to Jacqueline Yu, who is a board director for Corethics. Jacqueline has over a decade of experience within the not-for-profit sector and has worked for some of the most well-respected international NGOs in the world. Her passion, expertise, and flair in this space is highly sought after. Please welcome Jacqueline Yu.
Thank you, Melissa. Hi everyone, selamat sore, apa kabar? Kawan-kawan teman-teman di Indonesia, saya Jacqueline dari Malaysia. Welcome to everyone. I'm Jacqueline and I'm currently residing in Malaysia. Well, I guess I'll try to share my screen on a very simple presentation I put together. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right, good. Okay. Well, first thing, introduction about me. Sorry. I think my screen got a little bit hang here. Let me try again. All right, sorry. Okay, I'll try. I can't seem to move my slide. Or maybe it's okay. I'll just present it like that. I'll stop sharing my screen. Apologies on the technical glitch. Well, a little bit about myself. As Melissa has mentioned, yes, I have a decade of experience, particularly in fundraising for international NGOs. I used to work for UNICEF, I used to work for Greenpeace, and then I was also with Médecins Sans Frontières in Korea before coming back to Malaysia due to some family tragedy. Well, I specialize in fundraising and engagement. I would say that I'm well versed in all channels of fundraising, that including face-to-face, whether in-house or outsource, telemarketing, digital fundraising and engagement, direct mailer, as well as donor retention and win back. So donor analysis, donor behavioral analysis is usually my forte and something that I like to do. Also, it's really an honor for me to be part of the Corethics team. Be part of a team that are hoping to contribute to making a difference to places like Bali, you know, and over time to expand to other countries if permitted. Okay, a little bit about Corethics. Corethics was established in 2018 to create, to be a part of a global effort of creating sustainable and thriving communities in developing countries. There is an observation which our founder Melinda has made together also with partners like IDEP Foundation and all in international development, that economic barriers that exist for developing country, if we could create a redistribution of wealth, I mean, help to support to redistribute the wealth to areas that need it most. Like for example, the nearest neighbor to Australia would be Bali. So we'll be we will have a great start to, making a difference to some of the most persistent problems around the world and also in developing countries. Aside from wealth distribution, there's also some skill sharing and knowledge transfer. We at Corethics can help to facilitate the coming together of experts and researchers to help empower local communities in Bali to overcome ongoing environmental and social justice issues. This is just a brief of what we would like to do and we are doing. We are actually governed by Corethics value. We have the pillar of empowerment, equity, ethics, social justice around that in the hope of systemizing, simplifying, defending, and recommending concepts of right and wrong behavior in oral communication and practices by referring to, but not limited to, the policy and guidelines available. And so far, we have 2 projects on hand. Our Bali, Indonesia program focuses on the protection, conservation, and education of the life-sustaining natural resource of water. Currently, we have, we have 2 projects on hand. First is Water for Bali. We in partnership with IDEP Foundation that addresses depleting water sources in Bali in terms of the water protection program. Sub-programs include Adopt a Well, as Dewie has mentioned just now, Adopt a River and Adopt a Water. So it's a really, really good and a meaningful programs. Corethics holds an annual fundraiser in October every year, coinciding with the National Water Week, and hosts film screening of Australia-Indonesia Center's Real Indonesia Short Film Fest, where budding Australian and Indonesian filmmakers compete for prizes. So this would be a really good opportunity for us to film short films that are really in relations to the issues that we currently are working on at hand. The next project that we have on hand is Waste for Wealth. This is in partnership with another partner from Indonesia, Copernic. Corethics has developed a project to help to stop wastewater pollution entering the Tukak Barong River in Denpasar, Bali. So this project engages small textiles and food and beverages factories in the area to help to implement circular wastewater treatment solutions to improve water efficiency, recycling, and testing the capture of wealth-generating byproducts like biogas and fertilizer through the treatment process. So yeah, this will come in after we have the Water for Bali. So stay tuned to what we have also for our next project, Waste for Wealth. And also I would like to call out to everyone here and also to share with your friends, families, and acquaintances or your business partners to subscribe to us so that you can receive our newsletter on our Corethics website, or the more direct aid that we definitely will most welcome would be donation, also on the Corethics website. Other than that, you can we also welcome referrals, like any companies or SMEs or even a conglomerate in Australia or Indonesia that you feel that would be good or would be interested in the work that we are doing and jointly doing together for a grant or our CSR program. We will definitely most welcome to have a communication on that. With that, I conclude my short presentation. Back to Melissa.
Thank you so much, Jackie. Really appreciate your presentation there. There's definitely a strong water theme in Corethics, which I think Jackie's really touched on how significant this issue is. As the founder of Corethics, one thing that's always, stuck with me throughout the years is the anticipation in international relations that water will be the next global conflict. So it has been a part of my purpose to bring attention to, bring funding to, and mobilize people around the world to places that really need it most. In Australia here, we're so thankful to have clean running water, which sometimes we take for granted, but last year we were sitting in a drought, and I think it's those extreme circumstances that cause us to reflect on how fortunate we are for natural resources of water. So now we might move into a bit of a question time. So if you have any questions you'd like to ask, particularly for our special guest, Dewie, dialing in from Bali, please fire away. Mary.
I have a couple for Dewie. Just the one you mentioned, you can't use the water for agriculture. I assume that's because of the seawater intrusion. Is that correct? Or is there another reason? Okay. Dewie, you're on mute.
Oh, sorry. I can't. I'm sorry because I can't really hear your question because
Okay.
I think my connection.
Just you said that some of the water couldn't be used for agriculture. Is that because of the seawater intrusion? Is the seawater coming in, or is there another reason why you can't use the water?
Yes, it is actually because the seawater coming in. The area got brackish water, if I'm not mistaken, and from that they can even use it for drink, of course. And most importantly, their main source of income is actually from the agriculture, and somehow they can't plant a lot of variety of plantation because that issue. Yeah.
And then another one, you said 133 wells that you were going to look for. Was that the type 1 well, or is it a mix of type 1, 2, and 3 that you showed us? So is it just the recharge one, or is it the home one, or so it's just the basic recharge ones? The number one.
It's for it's for three type of the recharge well. So we include our technical consultant to decide which kind of well that is suitable for that area. Yeah.
And then, sorry, one last question was, I think on your website, you said that the first research well would cost a lot of money, but how much does it cost per well now?
It is still cost a lot of money actually, because we use a lot of piping. It is cost 50 million rupiah, but I guess in Austrian dollar it's how many? Around, I think 3,000 Austrian dollar.
So it's still $3,000 for each well. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
It is. Yeah. It is. You're welcome.
Sorry, I'm just trying to save on bandwidth here. Any other questions from anybody or any feedback, any comments?
Yeah, I have a question.
Great.
Yeah, Dewie, you said that 4 to 8 families were the ones who were benefited by each well, is that right? And that depends exclusively on the amount of like rain, or what is the difference between, why is that some of them benefit 4 families and others 8? Thank you.
Yeah, it is. You're welcome. Okay. It is actually we measure it from the needs of every person per year. So we divide that 286 meter cubic per year that we got from the rainfall to the aquifer, and we calculate it is sufficient for in total around 24 up to 30 people a year, and and we divided it to 4 to 6 families. But everything is actually depends on the rainfall. Here in Bali, this year, we have a lot of rainfall. We have a really long rain season, so it can be also beneficial for the recharge well. And it's really different on the climate actually, this recharge well. But so far it is quite effective, or even it is effective in area like island like Bali, or maybe it can be also implemented in other areas that have the same climate like Bali.
And just the one last question: how many families has been benefit but have been helped with this program?
Actually, I forgot the number, but I can give you that. You can drop your email on the chat. I will gladly love to give you our measurement on that.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Mona. Anyone else have any questions, comments? Got a little message. Really enjoyed understanding the link between the recharge well at schools and flooding, and the dual benefit they provide to recharge the aquifer and decrease the duration if flooding at school. Thanks, Chelsea. Bit of feedback for you there, Dewie. Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Well, if there aren't any other questions, we might wrap it up there. I just want to thank Dewie Ang from IDEP Foundation's Bali Water Protection Program, and Jacqueline Yu dialing in all the way from Malaysia as well. Thank you to all of our participants for joining us today and hearing a little bit about what we're trying to help achieve and change in Bali, which is much needed. So thank you so much. Don't forget our annual fundraiser is coming up on the 23rd of October, and that'll be streamed virtually. So if you're interested, www.corethics.net. But before we go, I might just leave you with a bit of a video just to see us out. Thank you, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your evening.